My ex is pulling away again. What am I supposed to do? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video. But first, my name is Clay with MODERNLOVE.LIFE, where we help you get the great, loving relationship that you are looking for without having to play mind games, without having to play hard to get, and without having to pretend to be someone or something that you are not. Because you, of course, deserve to be loved for the unique, amazing, and wonderful person that you are. And if you agree with me, do me a favor by giving this video a thumbs up. It sends a message to the YouTube algorithm that these are good videos that they might want to think about showing to more people. And, in a sort of way, you're kind of paying it forward and helping out someone else who, further down the road might be going through a bad place or maybe having their ex pull away or something like that. And this might help them. So just please take one moment of your time and hit that thumbs up button. It helps us out. Let's talk about when your ex pulls back. So I know that a lot of people want to know, what do I do when my ex pulls back? But the first thing you want to do is look at why they are pulling back to begin with. Is it because of something that you did or something else that could be going on? I know that we often assume that it's because of something else that we did, right? It's because of something that we did, something that we said. Maybe we were too forward with something. Maybe we asked for too much. Maybe, we were too direct. Maybe we shouldn't have flirted. Maybe something like that. And sure, that definitely can have an effect. However, there's also the possibility that they're pulling back for things that have absolutely nothing to do with you. Maybe they're just genuinely confused about things. Maybe they don't know what they want. Maybe they're not sure how the two of you are supposed to fit into each other's lives. Maybe they're second guessing their initial opinion of you that they had to create when they, actually broke up with you. And so it's very common for your ex to pull back for reasons that have absolutely nothing to do with you. And of course, there's also other things as well too. Like maybe they're just busy with work. Maybe they're really stressed out. Maybe they, forgot their phone somewhere and they, didn't have it with them that day, or all sorts of things like that. So we want to avoid jumping to conclusions, okay? Yes, there are definitely obvious things that could cause them to pull back. Like if you, text them 20 times in a day or something like that, or if you beg and plead, or if you do something like that. But there are also totally legitimate reasons that they might pull back that have absolutely nothing to do with you. And unless there's actual concrete evidence that, like, okay, yeah, that was way over the top, they told me, hey, this is too much, or something like that, then I would really hold yourself back from kind of jumping to that conclusion and assuming that they're pulling back because of you, okay? Just sort of sit with that unknown, sit with it and just say, like, okay, I don't know why they pulled back. And then just sort of like keep moving forward until you actually start to get some evidence one way or the other, okay? But if it is because of something that you did, if it is definitely because, you were in damage control mode, or you panicked, or you let neediness or desperation or something like that get the best of you, then start by taking a look at why that happened. Where did that come from, right? Because it's not just a matter of, okay, great, let's get you and your ex back on good terms again so that you can just panic again for some reason and cause the whole thing to happen all over again. Like, we don't want that. We want to look at why it happened to begin with, and we want to address it from the inside out. So you want to really stop and say, okay, what is it that actually happened? Was it that they said something like, hey, I think that we should just be friends, and then I panicked, and then I did something, and then that caused them to get pushed away? Okay, if that's the case, then what happened specifically? What caused me to panic? What process happened in my mind, in my body, in my heart that caused me to panic? Did they say, I think we should just be friends? And then I thought, oh my goodness, we're never going to get back together. This might be the last time that we actually see each other, and then I panicked. And then I felt compelled to try to, pull it together at the last minute. So I became relationship focused, and I asked for more than the connection actually had the support to actually hold up. And that's when this pullback happened. Is that what happened? If that's the case, then okay, we need to start by addressing that. We need to start by saying, like, okay, let's take care of, again, that BS machine in your mind, that part of your mind that fills in the blanks and assumes the worst and jumps to conclusions and, makes meaning based off of our fears, insecurities, anxieties, doubts, limiting beliefs, and all that stuff. We need to address that. We need to work through that, okay? So that we don't end up in that place again. Because we can get you back on track, but if it's just going to be a perpetuating circle that kind of goes around and around and around, like what's the point, right? What's the point? We want to actually cut the circle so that it doesn't repeat itself over and over again, okay? And many times that's going to start with us and how we bring ourselves to the interaction, okay? So, okay, let's say you've done this. You have worked through whatever maybe internal issues you may have, or maybe whatever external issues that have absolutely nothing to do with you have been resolved in some sort of way. What do you actually do to get the two of you back on track? Well, what I'd recommend that you do is that first of all, you want to kind of look at where your ex is at emotionally. You want to kind of get a sense about where they're at. Are they able and willing to talk to you? If so, great. If they're not, then okay, we need to kind of take a look at what might be causing that. Is it still hurt feelings from the past, from something that happened, from something that's going on in their lives? We don't know, right? But we want to kind of calibrate to where they're at emotionally. So are they like very open to talking, maybe somewhat open to talking, maybe not open to talking at all? These are kind of what we want to gauge. And then obviously if they're open to talking, we can have a conversation and say, hey, it seems like you pulled back, like what actually happened there? Because the emotional connection is strong enough to support that conversation. You know, if they're actually willing to talk to you, especially about significant things, okay, great, we can do that. If they're just willing to talk to you about surface level things, we can handle that too. We just have to kind of take the conversation down to an emotional level, you know, use things like shifting from surface level to emotional level connection, reward relate cycles, build up that sense of rapport, and then we can kind of segue into a conversation where we talk about, hey, what happened here, right? We can actually start to get on the same page about things and start to come to some sort of sense of understanding. By the way, if you want to learn more about how to navigate your ex's emotional world, we do have a video series on your ex's 5 stages that they go through in the process of getting back together. You can find that right over here. A lot of people find that very useful and helpful, and maybe you might too if you're new to this channel or new to me. So check that out if that you have no idea what I'm talking about, or maybe if you just want a little bit of a refresh. But yeah, we want to really get through that so that we can talk about it. If they're just totally closed off and it's because of something that we did, okay, we need to make that right. We need to own and take responsibility for whatever we did wrong. And then we need to, you know, clear a path where the two of you can start to kind of slowly rebuild that connection, right? And so that's where we need to first, you know, like it legit is something that you did. You know, you legit went into damage control mode. You legit panicked. You legit, you know, over contacted them, or you know, did something that you regret or something like that. That's when you need to make it right. Like, don't just do it because you're looking for something to do. I've seen a lot of people that do that. You know, they're just like, hey, I don't know what else to do. I'm going to use the fresh start letter or something like that. And, you know, sure, if that calls for it, go ahead and do it, but don't just do it out of nowhere, because it's just going to seem strange to send that if there's no real justification for it. So make sure that this pullback is actually related to something that you did, and it's not just like, oh, I was really busy at work or something, and then they get a message from you that says, hey, I'm sorry about all this stuff. Like that's just going to seem really weird, right? So don't do that. But if you do actually need to clear something up, then go ahead and clear it up. If they're pulled back and they're still not opening up, then, you know, you might want to do something like the one-way spike strategy, or something along those lines. So you definitely, you know, feel free to feel into that situation and figure out what the right thing to do is. But we definitely want to start to calibrate to where they're at. Are they very open to talking to us, moderately open, or very closed off? And then we want to calibrate them, meet them where they're at, and then guide them into that emotional level of depth, that emotional level of rapport, where we can actually start to gain clarity on why they pulled back. If that's still, you know, maybe something externally focused or something like that, that we don't understand, that we're not sure of, that we're still unclear about. Have a conversation about that, and then what you want to do is you want to get on the same team with them and start to develop that mutual understanding. Okay, so once again, I hope this video has helped you out. If you do want to learn more about how to connect better with your ex on an emotional level, you might want to check out our course called the Ex Solution Program. You can find information on that down in the description box below. If you're curious, if you want to check it out, it's down there. If it's not right for you, no worries, but there it is. If you do like this video and you do want to learn, if you do like this video and you would like to help support this channel, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It just takes a moment of your time and it does help us out immensely. So please hit that thumbs up button and send a message to the YouTube algorithm that these are good videos and this is a good channel, and they might want to, you know, start to show these videos rather than the mind game videos that those guys have figured out how to game the system much sooner than I have. So hit the thumbs up button. But yeah, go ahead and do that. And if you want to learn more about your ex's 5 stages, we do have a video series right over here on that, or you can check out this video right here. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it's helped you out. And once again, my name is Clay. Please take care. I hope everything goes smoothly with this house closing. Talk to you next time.